emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics. Welcome, Brainiacs. I'm your host, Dan Merritt, Chief Purchasing Officer at Green Brain Comics. Each week we bring you a curated list of comics and graphic novels that will be going to print and are scheduled to hit the shelves as soon as 4 weeks from now. We're here today to show you this information and give you one final chance to subscribe and or special order before Sunday, April 21st at 5 p.m. Green Brain Comics and the Final Order Report are brought to you by, or I should say, are powered by Comic Hub. Check out Comic Hub online at comichub.com. Mobile apps available. Order and pay securely online and make sure you never miss an issue. I will be using Comic Hub today to show you items from this week's carousel for last week's call for confirmed orders carousel. And first, let me get back to there. And once you sign in, you see the aside items. That is everything that is available for you to pay for and pick up that is in the store. Shop coming soon. The green banner is all the carousels that we will be showing you today. Scroll back up to the top. This is the first carousel, rotating left to right, is preview pages, PDFs of upcoming books, some of which we will be looking at today, some of which may be coming out very soon. Below that is the last call for FOC carousel. That's the one we'll be looking at today. But first, let me show you next week's items, next Wednesday's items. This is the carousel for everything hitting the shelves that we are expecting on Wednesday, April 27th. Then we have event carousels, the newly added Absolute Power event happening over at DC Comics. This is all the main mini-series, the spin-offs, and the tie-ins. We've got one for House of Brainiacs, Blood Hunt, Fall of House of X, and the upcoming Infinity Watch storyline. We'll scroll back up to the last call for FOC, and once you open that up, you see it scrolls up and down, and then we have filters at the top for publisher, category, brand, etc., and the red buttons are alphanumeric filters. And let me see if I can get this happening here. First thing we'll be looking at today is, oh, it didn't happen, a weasel. And weasels love comics, and so do kids. In the kids section this week on FOC, we have Hercules #2 from Dynamite Entertainment, writer Elliot Kalin and artist George Cambatis. Then we get a My Little Pony Classics Reimagine the Unicorn of Odd, the graphic novel doing their take on the Wizard of Oz, written by Jeremy Whitfield and featuring art by Jenna Ayub. Then from Penguin Young Readers Group, we get Amber Brown is Not a Crayon from artist-creator Victoria Ying, or I should say adapted and illustrated by Victoria Ying from maybe a novel series. Oh, this is from Amber Brown is out now on Apple TV. Learn something new every time I do this. That is also available in hardcover. Then lastly, in younger readers, we have Fluffle Bunnies, graphic novel volume 1, Buns Gone Wrong. This is from writer Anna Humphrey with art by Irma Navila. Oh, look at those cute little bunnies gone wrong. This is available in hardcover and softcover. And there's the weasel. That means it's time to move on over to manga. In manga, new this week, we get End Roll And Roll Back. This is volume 2 of the series that just recently debuted from Alien Books, writer Kentetsu and artist Haruna Nakazato. Then we have the second volume of Danganronpa 2, Chiaki Namani's Goodbye Despair Quest Volume 2. From Dark Horse Comics, Spike Chunsoft and Karen Suzuragi. And from, what is that, Kodansha? It sure is. We get Blood Blade Manga Volume 2 from Oma Sai. My Girlfriend's Not Here Today, Volume 1 from Seven Seas and Kyoko Yama. And The Mysterious Disappearances Manga Volume 1 from Seven Seas. Wrapping up the new manga on FOC this week is the recent hit Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. This is Volume 2 of that very popular new series from Janushi. And the Weasel says, we're done with manga for this week. Let's move on over to original graphic novels. This is from A Wave Blue World and is a collection of stories from across the spectrum of real-life experiences. 9 members of the trans community share their inspirational childhood stories. From writer Sammy Lissel and artist Hazel Reed Newlevent, this is Becoming Who We Are. And from Dark Horse Comics, we get Major. This is from the Mobius Library and is a hardcover collecting the work of Mobius and focusing on the psychedelic sequential romp created by this legendary master between 1997 and 2009. And next we get a few reprints of Classics Illustrated. This from the publisher Classics Illustrated. We get the reprint of The Black Arrow by Robert Louis Stevenson. Crime and Punishment from Fyodor Dostoevsky. And The Deer Slayer from James Fenimore Cooper. These are all adapted and published back in the day and represented here from Classics Illustrated. Let's see if we got anything else on original graphic novels. Oh, we got one more. This called Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Was Not. Imagine that Sherlock Holmes' best friend, roommate, fellow investigator, and biographer was indeed a doctor, not just John H. Watson, as we see different doctors from history and literature. Such Dr. Jekyll, Dr. Van Helsing, or Gunslinger, the Doc Holliday occupy the vacancy at 221B Baker Street. 12 mind-bending tales by talented genreists including Nancy Holder, Dennis O'Neil, Will Murray, and others from IPI Comics. This is Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Was Not. And the Weasel's back. That means it's time to slide on over to trade paperbacks. And the first trade paperback this week is Lord of the Jungle, collecting that recent miniseries from Dan Jurgens, Benito Gallego, and cover artist Gary Frank. But I think that's an Alex Ross cover. Let's look a little closer. Oh, it's totally Alex Ross. Gary Frank probably did a cover for it, as maybe 20 or 30 other people did for number 1. Next up, we get a graphic novel, Volume 1 of Vampirella Strikes. This collects issues 1 through 5 from writer Tom Snegowski and artist Jonathan Lau. That is a Lucio Perillo cover. DC's got a very small amount of additions to the list this week, but this is one of them, and it's swell. It's a 2024 edition of JSA, The Golden Age, from writer from writer James A. Robinson and artist Paul Smith. Classic material from DC Comics from the 90s, early 2000s. And representing the JSA, the heroes of World War II, when they find themselves face to face with a new kind of oppression in the McCarthy-era America. This collects the miniseries JSA Golden Age 1 through 4. And the other inclusion from DC Comics this week is Superman by Kurt Busiek. This is book 1 of a hardcover volume collecting work by not only Kurt Busiek, but other creators like Jorge Jimenez and Terry Dodson and Rachel Dodson, who did this fantastic cover collecting a bunch of Action Comics: Superman, Superman the Man of Steel, Superman Secret Identity, and World's Finest Comics, all from Kurt Busiek. And let's see, this is an interesting little trade paperback collecting the run of Chris Samnee's Black Widow. This is collected over at IDW with the cooperation of Marvel Comics, presenting the original art pages from Chris Samnee in their original aspect. This is a 150-page collection with 192 pages. Yeah, it's kind of expensive, but it's a big book collecting classic material from Mark Waid and Chris Samnee's run on Black Widow. Then we have a deluxe hardcover of the Little Monsters miniseries from Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen that collects the entire Little Monster series. This says issues 1 through 3, but I think it's like issues 1 through 10. It's 336 pages for $39.99. Lots of fun. Oh, I think it's like 12 issues now that I think about it. Little Monsters Deluxe hardcover ships on May 29th. Guarantee your copy by ordering through Comic Hub by this Sunday at 5 p.m. Then we have New Bern Volume 2 from Chip Zdarsky and Jacob Phillips with this Jacob Phillips cover. Knights collecting the miniseries from writer Wyatt Kennedy and artist Luigi Formisano. Then over at Mad Cave Studios, we get a collection of Eden Frost from Amit Tischler and Bruno Frenda. It's got a very striking cover. Good stuff from Mad Cave Studio. And over at Vault, we get a collection of Denison. This by writer Tim Daniel and artist D.B. Andre, along with a Chris Sheehan cover. And we get a bunch of collections from Marvel Comics, including this Godzilla Original Marvel Years Omnibus, going back to the classic Godzilla from Marvel Comics 1977 24-issue series. This probably collects that entire 24 issues, yes. 440 pages for $100 in this deluxe original omnibus hardcover. This features an inspired cover by Young Join-yoon, not from the original series. Kind of tripping off the original cover by Herb Trimpe. And this also has a third cover called The War Giants, also from Herb Trimpe. Godzilla Original Marvel Years Omnibus Volume 1, collecting that classic material. And then we get a Hawkeye Modern Era Epic Collection. This has at least 4 miniseries and a couple of one-shots, maybe a couple of short stories, including material written by Jim McCann, and has art by David Lopez, Mike Perkins. Also writing by Dwayne Swerchinski. Nick Dragota's got some art in there. A big old honking collection of Hawkeye Marvel Era Epic Collection Volume 1 Reunion. Then we get Spider-Woman Volume 1 Gang War, collecting the recent first storyline from this new series by Spider-Woman. Writer Steve Fox and artist Carola Borelli with a Lionel Francis Yu cover. And then we get X-Men, the animated series, Feared and Hated graphic novel. This collects the 1992 X-Men Adventure series, issues 1 through 8, written by Ralph Macchio with art by Andrew Wildman, and this cover by Steve Little. And the Weasel says, pop. What's next? Next up we get new printings. We get this first new printing from I Heart Skull Crusher and Boom Studios, written by Josie Campbell with art by Alessio Zono. We get this cool black and white cover. Nice. Then we get Uncanny Valley #1, second print, a recent hit from Tony Fleeks and Dave Wachter. Also my pick of the week. Akogon, Brutalizer of Gods #1 gets a second print by... I'm not sure who did this cover. It's pretty cool, though. Fun series. Super like the art. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Best of Slash. This features a James Biggie cover and reprints the Mighty Mutanimals #9 along with select issues from the TMNT 2011 run from IDW. We get a second printing of Cobra Commander #2 from Jason Howard. Second printing of Transformers #5 with a new Jason Howard cover. Also Jason Howard cover on Transformers 6, second print. And a cover B. Man, Jason Howard's staying busy. He did one for Void Rivals 7, second print. Super busy. Over at Marvel, we get a fourth printing of Ultimate Black Panther #1. This features an interior art cover by Stefano Caselli and a blank cover variant. Yeah. And then we get a second printing of X-Men 97 #2 from Steve Fox and Salva Espin. Got anything left? Nope, just a weasel. That means it's time to go on over to second issues. Wrong Earth Dead Ringers from Ahoy Comics comes out with a second issue from writer Tom Payer and artist Jamal Igle. Uncanny Valley #2 comes out on May 15th. Dudley Dotson and the Forever Machine #2. This didn't do as well as I expected for a Scott Snyder series. Has fantastic art by Jamal Igle. This is, I think it was digital first, so maybe I just overbought. But yeah, if you're interested in #2, let me know. Can't say it's going to be on the shelf. Then we got The Goon #2, Them That Don't Stay Dead from Eric Powell. Finally, The Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution #2 hits the shelves on June 12th. We've got multiple covers to choose from. This A cover is by the Escorza brothers. Then we get Rat City #2 in the Spawnoverse, but in the future Spawnoverse. Red Coat #2 from Jeff Johns and artist Brad Anderson and Brian Hitch. Yes. That first issue sold out and went back to print last week. Now's your time to secure your copy of #2. Silicon Bandits #2, a new series from new publisher Magma Comics, drops on May 22nd by Jason Starr and Dalibor Talajic. And then the Weasel's back, and then he's gone. So now it's time for first issues. We get this one shot from IDW and Monster High. This is Pride 2024. Hi, ghouls. Rainbow striped flags are flying everywhere, which must mean it's the best time of year. Pride Month. At Monster High, everyone belongs. And Pride Month is a time to celebrate and show every love to the LGBTQIA plus community. This is featuring work from writer Megan Brown with art by Shoban Keenan. We got this beautiful Betsy Cola cover, and it does have a B cover. Maybe we'll stumble on that a little bit further down the list. We also get a one-shot from AWA Publishing. This is a new story by Mark Russell, that big-time Eisner and Ringo Award-winning writer, who is joined by artist Lacey. And we get a Raza cover. In the futuristic dark comedy, life and death are ruled by social media. One too many dislikes and you're dead. When Arnold awakes from a coma 20 years into the future, he discovers that society is now ruled by social media. Enough likes and upvotes can unlock fame and fortune, but watch your step. Enough thumbs down and the collar around your neck explodes and you're done. Now confused and running on his last like, Arnold must navigate a world in which the slightest online misstep can have fatal consequences. Got that A cover, and there's that Monster High B cover. There it is, by Chelly Godfried. Oh, and there's our B cover for Death Ratio. Oh, well, got out of whack. This is the movie poster homage variant. I'm not sure what movie this is homaging. It's pretty cool, though. Nailed it. Next up, Beyond the Pale #1 from Dark Horse Comics. Writer Christopher Emgard, who did some cool period piece recently. He's joined by Tomas Era for this new miniseries. War correspondent Hedda Sawyer is looking into the disproportional loss of black soldiers in the Vietnam War. Leads say losses are especially high at Fire Base Tartarus, with most of them simply gone missing, their fate unknown. Something sinister is happening at Tartarus, and Hedda intends to uncover the truth. A new eldritch horror from writer Christopher Emgard. Also from Dark Horse Comics, we get a new Critical Role Vox Machina Origins series, this titled Volume 4. All right. Written by Matthew Mercer, with art by Noah Hayes, and this cover by Alicia Sanchez. And another new series from Dark Horse Comics. This is cool. From the creator of Eisner Award-winning bestseller Powers comes this brand new anthropomorphic supernatural series that's Hellboy meets Redwall. Loosely based on real events in 12th century England during what was known as the Anarchy, a time where the country was beset with plague, civil war, and demons. William of Newbury is a neurotic monk, fearful of the earthly world, but confident and unwavering in the face of true evil. This is a tale fit for lovers of history and supernatural folklore of all ages. This is from Dark Horse Comics writer-artist Michael Avon Oeming, William of Newbury, pardon me. Here we go, folks. Here's the meat and potatoes of it right here. Celebrating not only IDW's 25th year, but the 50 years of the King of the Monsters. It's Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, the 50th anniversary. Godzilla has gone toe-to-toe with his robotic doppelganger, Mechagodzilla. As an intrepid reporter profiles the history of the Mechagodzilla and its creator before the launch of the newest model, he finds himself entangled in a much deeper conspiracy. A decade-spanning adventure celebrating the mechanical monster's milestones. This from writer Rich Doak and artist Andrew Lee Griffith, who does this A cover. Very nice A cover. Let's move in on that one. Yeah, he does a cool Godzilla. gets my vote. We also get a B cover from artist James Marsh. This is Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, the 50th anniversary special. Also for Pride Month, we get Star Trek Celebrations. This is a 40-page one-shot from Vita Ayala and cover artist Paulina Gunacho. Oh, I'm sorry. This is an anthology from a star-studded cast of writers and artists, including Vita Ayala, Steve Orlando, Mags Visaggio, and more. Star Trek Celebrations #1 has this Paulina Gunacho cover for A. And a B cover by Angel Solorzano. Star Trek Celebrations #1 drops on May 29th in advance of Pride Month. Is that June? Sure. Everybody's dropping right at the end of May to be on the shelf. It makes sense. What's next? We get, Ice Cream Man is back with a new 2-part storyline called Decompressions in a Wreck. This from series creators W. Maxwell Prince and Martin Morazzo. Turns in this very swell cover. Reminds me of Hard Boiled, if you're a Jeff Darrow fan. Over at Image, we get this new 3-issue miniseries called Spawn Monolith. The origin of the hulking Hellspawn is finally revealed. What connection does he have to one of the most savage of his kind, Omega Spawn? Follow his journey from the cosmic depths of Deep Spawn to his first encounter with Al Simmons in this 3-part miniseries from writer Sean Lewis and artist Valerio Giangiordano. This will drop on May 15th with this Valerio Giangiordano cover and a B cover by Todd McFarlane. That's right, Spawn Monolith, 1 of 3. Over at Titan Publishing, we get a new Gun Honey miniseries. Gun Honey's back. Joanna Tan returns for a new heart racing series after nearly a year in hiding from government agents looking to kill her. Gun Honey launches a plan to turn the tables that will take her from the jungles of Borneo to the streets of Yokohama and the sands of the Gobi Desert. But when 4 armed groups converge on one secret location, will anyone survive the explosive collision? Oh my gosh. From writer Charles R. Day, interior artist Anghor Kang, and cover artist Jarek Chu on this A cover. A beautiful Adam Hughes cover. Sean Phillips, interesting, very nice. Shannon Mayer, a cosplay cover. It's a very nice cosplay. And this Anghor Kang cover on the F. We got any more? Oh, there's another one. It's a Jasmine Darnell on a Gun Honey collision course from Titan Publishing. Okay, let's wrap up the #1s here with Amazing Spider-Man #50. This is a landmark and massive issue of Amazing Spider-Man that boasts not only a double-size main story, but some instant Spider-Man classics by legends and legends to be. The sins of Norman Osborn have found their way home, and Norman shows his true color, green. I can get with you on that one. But is it the truth that simple? Spidey and Gabi's brutal fight is one for the ages, and you won't want to miss this ending. Plus, Marv Wolfman returns to Spider-Man. Nikesh Shukla tells a story that will stay with you for a long time, and more. It's Amazing Spider-Man #50. It's got several covers. Pardon me. Let's get back to it. We got this A cover from Ed McGuinness, who does the main stories on the interior. A Greg Capullo cover. Iban Coelho on this black costume variant. John Romita Jr. cover, because of course. And this John Tyler Christopher Virgin negative space variant on Amazing Spider-Man and number 50. It drops on May 22nd. If you're interested in any of these variants, make sure you get your orders in by tomorrow, Sunday, April 21st at 5 p.m. All right, we're almost through, folks. This is going quick. Ultimates number 1. Ultimates return to the greatness. Spinning out of Jonathan Hickman and Stefano Caselli's Ultimate Universe number 1, rising stars Dennis Camp and Juan Frigeri assemble an all-new team of Ultimates in a series that kicks off the next chapter of the new Ultimates line. 6 months ago, Tony Stark sent Peter Parker, a radioactive spider, to set him back on the course to become Spider-Man. Since then, Iron Lad, Captain America, Doom, Thor, and Sif have begun to do the same for their lost heroes, building a network of superpowered heroes hungry for change. Now they must band together to destroy the Maker's Council and restore freedom and free will to a world ruled from the shadows. It's Ultimates number 1. We got this A cover by Dyke Ruin. Brian Hitch cover, because you got to have a Brian Hitch cover on Ultimate Books. Iban Coelho foil variant. Pricing on this, please inquire on that. I think it's going to be maybe upwards of $12, but I'll make it fair. Got a In-Hyuk Lee Ultimate Special variant. And this John Tyler Christopher negative space variant. From Ultimates number 1, shipping on June 5th. Uh-oh. That's out of whack. Sorry about that. Ooh, we got a Ryan Stegman variant. I didn't see that one. Cool. That's it. Ultimates number 1. Then we got spinning out of Blood Hunt. We got Union Jack the Ripper. This is written by Cavan Scott with art by Kev Walker and this Ryan Brown cover. Our Blood Red variant, and this Kyle Hotz cover. All wrapping up Union Jack the Ripper. And to close off the number 1 spotlight, let's take a look at the number 50, the final oversized conclusion of the Wolverine series from Ben Percy, Victor LaValle, and Jeff Shaw. This is Creed versus Logan, the final showdown. It's all come down to this. The final battle between Wolverine and Sabretooth. The Sabretooth War concludes in the way it began, a violent, bloody battle. But who will be left standing? Plus special short stories celebrating 50 issues of this run and 50 years of Wolverine. What? 50 years of Wolverine? From legendary Logan scribes, including Larry Hama, as well as a final send-off from Benjamin Percy and Javi Fernandez with some special surprises. This is Wolverine number 50, available on May 29th. If you're interested in this book or any of these covers, particularly this Frank Miller cover, this is Greg Land cover, Justin Mason Snicked. I like it. And this Marco Cicchetto cover, all available open order variants from Wolverine number 50. If you're interested in any of these, get these in to me. Make sure to confirm your cart before 5 p.m. tomorrow, Sunday, April 21st. But before we go, I want to see the Weasel one more time. And then I want to show you a couple posters. On this week's FOC, Marvel drops a few poster options for us. We got a Dazzler number 1 cover by Bob Larkin, classic image, blown up to 24 by 36. A giant-sized Little Marvels. It's more of a horizontal poster from Scotty Young. A Godzilla number 1 facsimile edition from that Godzilla number 1 cover by Herb Trimpe. And Scarlet Witch, this beautiful image by Russell Dauterman. Got one more? There it is. Venomverse Reborn. This is a cover to issue number 1 by maybe Tony Daniel. Nailed it. Tony Daniel did the artwork for Venomverse Reborn poster number 1. One more weasel. And the weasel's gone. So I guess that means it's time, folks, to show you some events. First off, I'd like to thank you for checking out Final Order Report this week, brought to you by Green Brain Comics. Make sure if you're ordering through Comic Hub to get your orders in by Sunday, April 21st at 5 p.m. Please remember to confirm that cart. And next up, let's see. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can get that a little bit bigger. Nope. Can't do that. All right, then we got Spider-Man 2. We're going to be at the Redford Theater. Let me do that. Do that. Nope. That'll work. Spider-Man 2 at the Redford Theater this coming Monday, April 22nd. This is part of a blockbuster Spider-Man movie series that they're having at the Redford on consecutive Mondays. For the second movie, I think the popular choice for the best Spider-Man movie in the series, we have been invited to participate and make this a little bit extra special. We will be in the lobby before the film, which starts at 7 p.m. And then I will be on stage directly after the conclusion of the movie. I will be joining the host of the broadcast, I will be joining the host of the Projection Booth podcast, Mike White, and we will be discussing things about the Spider-Man movie 2 and how they relate to not only the history of film, but also the history of comics. I'm very much looking forward to this experience and being on the stage at the Redford Theater. It all happens this Monday, April 22nd at 7 p.m. Tickets are $10. Good deal. And then make sure to join us back here on Facebook and YouTube for Brain Scan on Tuesday night at 6:30, broadcast live from Green Brain Comics, previewing all the new comics that are hitting the shelf the next day, Wednesday. What have I been saying? I've been saying the wrong date. Yeah, I think it's the 24th. Yeah, Wednesday's the 24th. And of course, folks, 2 weeks from today, Free Comic Book Day is May 4th, 2024. May the 4th be with you on Saturday. We will be open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Green Brain Comics. We will be giving away thousands of free comics. You get your choice of 3 from your choice of, from the selection of almost 50 different free comic books published specifically for this very special day, one of which will be a very special Star Wars comic to celebrate Star Wars Day, the same day, May the 4th. We will also host several local creators, as well as some of them being alumni from Green Brain Comics. We'll welcome back Sean Peacock, Tam Brooks, and of course Shay Glover will be returning for her first appearance since moving on to a very exciting career. She'll be back under the big tent on Saturday, May 4th for Free Comic Book Day. Hope you can make it. And of course, all of this has been made plausible by our friends over at Comic Hub by providing this great engine that runs not only this program but helps us through many things at the store. If you're interested in any of the things that you saw here on the program, make sure to order them through Comic Hub. All right. So I'd like to thank you for joining me for the Final Order Report. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All of the links to our shopping cart, website, and Comic Hub are below in the description. We are spreading the love of comic books and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Thanks for watching, folks. See you soon. Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics.